Y'all saw what the title was. And a lot of y'all be like, Shaw, I wish you would just get to the point. So you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to get to it. You know how I feel about the LGBT community? I feel it's not my place to judge. It's that simply put. I want everybody to think when you see the person across from you, it's not your place to judge. It's not your place to judge. Think about life like that. It's not our place to judge. We want to be so judgmental. Like I said, I'm gonna let you into my life because just like I'm sitting here saying it's not my place to judge, I also want people who don't think like me not to judge. I want people who, let's just say in the LGBT community, not to judge, because where I am today, and I said I'm at a place where I'm not to judge. I didn't say I didn't have an opinion. I said it's not my place to judge. And I'm going to let y'all in once again on my life to show you how I've gotten to this point. And I want people on the other side to understand as well that this is a learning process even for those of us who aren't part of your community, whatever community it is. This is what I'm saying. All right, so religion. Religion is one of those things that I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. Religion is one of those things that's supposed to be all inclusive, but it divides so many of us. Now, another hard one, and this is a real hard one, y'all, because this is a touchy subject and it's a sensitive subject, and I want to make sure that I don't say anything wrong, and I probably already have. I probably already offended somebody just in the very beginning. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to appease people or make people upset. I'm here to reach somebody who thinks negatively towards those on both sides. All right, so me being a Christian, right? We want to say, oh, it's a sin, it's a sin, it's a sin. And whether you believe that or not, it's like, if it is a sin, they still people, they still have feelings, and you're not their judge and jury. I mean, it don't matter if it's a sin or not. We're not their judge and jury. I have sin in my life. You have sin in your life. No man walks this earth without sin. So even if you believe that it's not right, you still should accept that they are people just like you. Now, I want to take this and flip it, because at one point in time, black people wasn't accepted in society, which a lot of us still feel like is, I don't want to go into all that. But, you know, we wasn't allowed to vote. We wasn't allowed in the military. All kinds of things. Women, you could relate too. At one point, you wasn't allowed to vote. At one point, you wasn't allowed in the military. You're still fighting for equal pay and equal rights. If you think about it, today, even in today, 2019, women are still fighting for equal pay and equal rights. Black people are still fighting for civil rights. I mean, just to be treated civilly in today's time. And then you wonder, the LGBT community, they've been in the shadows forever. And now they tired of being mistreated. They tired of feeling like they can't find happiness. And see, this is the thing. I'm telling y'all in my videos that I'm on a search trying to find happiness. And who am I to deny somebody else of their happiness? Now, for the LGBT community, I want you to think about something. It takes time for people to come around. And this ain't, I hate to make it seem like I'm just directing this at the LGBT, it's hard to say. I hate that I feel like I'm directing it at them, but what I'm saying is I'm going to do whatever it takes to get people on here to listen to a love your neighbor message. And I know it's a shock and awe tactic. I know. Y'all can call it clickbait. I don't care what you call it. What I need people to do is listen and open up their minds, their hearts, their ears, and listen to the person across from you. Now, I told you I ain't always been here, and I said I I just don't feel that it's my right to tell somebody else what they can and can't do. Like, you want to find your happiness. It's up to God to deal with all of us when they get to the end. I walk around and a lot of people might think that I'm perfect, and I don't. What I'm trying to tell y'all is I'm trying to save my soul. And I'm trying to save everybody else's too. I feel like when I get to the gates, it's going to be questionable whether I'm getting in or not. And when I say questionable, I'm hoping I'm getting in, but I got so much stuff that I do and that I think that I'd be worried about my own soul. I can't spend so much time worrying about somebody else's soul and what they're doing wrong. All I can do is walk upright in what I do in life and hope that that's enough of I don't know. I hope that makes others want to do it as well. But I can't tell nobody how to live their life. Or, once again, I told you I got to let you in on a little bit of how I come to this point that I'm in now. So growing up, there might have been a couple, gay kids when I was growing up. At that time, I don't think we were really paying attention to whether people were gay or not. Like there might have been boys who played double dutch with the girls, but we didn't look at them like, oh, you gay, you gay. We didn't. We just thought, at that time, we used to say, well, this person grew up and they had, only around girls. But see, that's a problem because I grew up in a household full of girls and I didn't turn out like that. So I never understood that when people said it. But it was like, okay, whatever. And then when I went in the military, it was don't ask, don't tell was in place. And so we walked around the military at that time, and it wasn't we had jokes, gay jokes. Nobody, I feel bad. I'm not sitting here bragging about what I'm saying is I feel bad because I never understood that I could be hurting somebody because the person who I was hurting was hidden. They had to be in the military, and that was the only way I was going to have access to being around somebody who was gay is if you were in the military at that time, but you had to be hidden, and I didn't know that you were hidden. So if I said something to offend you, this is my apology to you because I didn't know I was offending you because I didn't know you were gay. And at that time, I didn't understand what gay was anyway, and I still don't understand 100%. But what I'm saying is I'm growing and I'm learning. So let me continue. So when I was in the military, they repealed don't ask, don't tell. That was hard for me because I didn't understand what that was going to mean. I was sitting here so worried about, how are our shower arrangements going to be when we deployed and what are our living situations going to be like when we deployed? That was my mindset. That was the way I was thinking. And people used to tell me, just because the guy, that was the argument. Just because the guy is gay don't mean he's going to be attracted to you. And I'm thinking, that is true. I don't expect everybody to be attracted to me, male or female. I don't. But let me explain one thing that makes people who aren't in the LGBT community a little bit nervous or afraid. We don't understand how that works. We don't. But at the same time, you got to think about this. Now, a lot of people in this world have never been put in a situation where they have been told. It's only two types of people who get separated from society on a regular basis in this country. It's people in the prison system and people in the military. We get separated from society. We get put out in the desert, fear for our lives for months, and we have no interaction with those who we want to interact with. Only difference between prison and the desert, to me, is we get a paycheck and we get the freedom to move around when we want to. Nobody telling us when to be in our tents, but we're told we're not allowed to go outside the wire unless we have to go outside that wire. So, what I'm saying is, when I would get off the plane, and this is messed up too, I want you to understand, and this is something that got a lot of people in the military in trouble. I want y'all to hear this, and this is not to be, I'm just going to say it. So if you're in the military and you've been deployed, we've all heard of desert queens. A desert queen was described as a woman who got off the plane. We say okay, this is embarrassing and I'm hard to say, but I gotta say it. When you get off that plane to go to the desert, a lot of guys would say that the girl would be like a 5. But after being in that desert for a little bit of time and not seeing no other women, The woman who you thought was ugly next to you, she would look better to you while you were in the desert. And the point of that is after being deprived and not seeing, regular society for so long, you start to look at somebody and you think you can find some. Basically, what I'm saying is you can find something attractive about anybody. What I'm saying is, women, think about it from this perspective. If I took any one of y'all women, it don't matter what you look like, how you feel about yourself at all, period. But if I took one of y'all and threw y'all in one of these prisons with men, I guarantee 90% of those men would line up to look at a woman. That's it. It don't matter what she looks like. What I'm saying is you've stripped that person from society by so much. And so you have to understand the way we think on the other side is when you deployed, it's like, how's that going to work? I mean, men were getting raped in the military. That happened. So you got to think, only people who going to rape a man, well, I ain't going to say only. I don't know many. Well, hold on. I do know. I don't want to laugh about that. And that's not my intent. What I'm saying is that was something that I didn't understand at the time. And it was just forced on me. But one good thing about the military is good at forcing stuff on you. Once Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, it was a culture change in the military. Very quickly. And when I say very quickly, I mean the day that it got repealed, the very next day, or maybe the same day, it was, this is what the new standard is. I had people who were saying, no homo jokes, who were getting in trouble for saying that the day after. Now, the day before they were saying it, the day after, they were getting in trouble. And that's when I learned how serious it was. Like, ooh, this must be a real, like that was a wake up to me because my career was important. And that was one of the things like, woo, if people get in trouble, like I wasn't that bad. I'm not saying I never made a joke. What I'm saying is I didn't understand what I was doing when I made a joke. And I may still not understand today. Everybody's sensitive these days. And what everybody don't understand is everybody is not catching up at the same time. So let me explain something else. I got to go a little deeper because my journey is still on the way, well on the way. I'm not going to be one of the people to say my best, my whatever. No, it's something closer to me than that. So right around the same time that they were repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, a family member of mine that was very close to me and I love her very much came out and said that she was gay. Now, being from a Christian background and being somebody who I think my family thought that she would look up to, I was told I needed to go talk to her. Like I was going to talk her off of a ledge or something. And I'm thinking, yeah, I need to talk to her. But when I got to her, it wasn't me that was in control, people. I feel like it was God that was in control. Because though I didn't want my niece to be gay, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want her to be gay. But when I got to her, and I ain't mean to say that, I'm sorry, but I got to put it out there because I got to be honest. Though I didn't want her to, what I wanted was for her to be happy. And when I saw her, that's what came out of me. I want her to know that she got somebody that loves her. Regardless. What I'm saying is, it hit close to home. I had a discussion with some of my clients because some of my clients, they are part of the LGBT community and some of my friends. And I said I wouldn't say that. But what I want y'all to know is when I open up and I listen to them in the chair, they let me in on their life. And when you understand and you look at the person across you and understand that they're a person, that's when you're going to start to make change. And it wasn't, and I have to say something. Because when I was a barber instructor, I was just getting out the military. In barbering, conversation gets very, very relaxed. Very relaxed. And I'm not making no excuses. What I'm saying is, I didn't understand. And so, I was an instructor at the time at a barber school. And I was having a conversation with the whole school kind of. And I guess we were joking. I don't even recall what I said, but it was a gentleman in the crowd who I didn't know was gay. I didn't know he was gay. And I don't even know what I said, but it took him 3 months, 3 months, but before he graduated. And before he graduated, he sat me down and the owner of the school, and he told me that I was pretty much a piece of shit. And I'm thinking like, what? Me and you always been cool. I don't understand. And then he told me that I said something that offended him. I didn't get a chance to defend myself, which I can't excuse my actions. I'm not apologizing for my actions, because I should have been a man and been able to control my actions. I'm not perfect though, people. Nobody is. And that's what I'm saying. The thing you have to understand is I didn't know. I didn't know you were gay. I didn't know I said something that was offensive. You didn't take the time to explain it to me. And what I will say is, I'm sure you'll never hear it, but what I will say is I apologize for hurting your feelings. But I never knew, and you never gave me the chance. And that's what I'm saying, people. Why we so judgmental about the people across the way, where I didn't understand the gay community. I still can't say I all the way do. But it's not for me to understand. The one thing that I do need to understand is there are people just like me, and they want happiness just like I do. And that's enough. But I'm going to say something else. Kevin Hart made a statement, and the whole LGBT community went after him. And it's like, people, you have to understand. We all have feelings and want what we want. You want what you want. And I want you to be happy. If that's what it takes for you to be happy, then I want you to be happy. But what about my happiness? I want to be happy. And so I have 2 boys, and I want to do everything I can to lead them to what I feel is their destiny. And what I'm saying is, every flaw that I have, I'm trying to make sure that my kids don't have it. So every flaw that I feel I don't have, of course I'm going to try to make sure my kids don't have those flaws either. I'm not saying that being gay is a flaw. What I'm saying is I'm trying to make it to the gates of heaven. And whatever it takes to make it into the gates of heaven, and my kids making it into the gates of heaven, is what I'm trying to do. But I'm human and I have a whole lot of flaws. So I also feel like I can't judge nobody else. But you can't judge me, and you can't judge Kevin Hart for wanting the best for his kids. And whatever he feels like the best is what he feels like the best is. Just like if you're in the LGBT community, what you feel is best, I shouldn't be able to tell you what's not or what is. I'm not here to tell people. What I'm trying to tell you is open up your hearts, people. Open up your minds. Look at the person next to you and realize they're a person just like you, and all they want is happiness. Whether you black, whether you white, it don't matter. Your nationality. It don't matter your religion. What I'm saying is, if you're religious, God wants you to open your heart. If you ain't religious, you should still want to be a good person. And look at your neighbor as if they're a person just like you. And until you want the best for your neighbor, you ain't looking for the best for yourself. Because until this world is the best for all of us, everybody, it don't matter who you are or what you feel, until this world is the best for all of us, it ain't gonna never be best for none of us. We gotta come together. We gotta love. If I said something wrong in this, I ain't perfect, y'all. What I'm trying to say is, no matter what side of the coin you on, we gotta find a way to connect with the person on the other side. Because it's still the same coin, it's just 2 sides. Hey, this a heads up. This your boy Shaw, aka Shaw the Barber, aka Skill Hands at Work. And I want to say, this is as good as apologies get from me. I'm sorry. This is just who I am. But this is my apology for everything I've done in the past and all the imperfections I'm going to have in the future. And I want to tell everybody in my family, I love you. And everybody else in the world, I love y'all too. And to my niece, you ain't got to ever worry about me looking at you any different. I love you to death. It's going to always be that way. It's your boy, and I'm out.